helps a lot. It just keeps arms fresh, and obviously we have a deep bullpen, but it's always nice to have a starter go longer than 5 or even 4, just to keep the bullpen fresh and help out the team.
I know that the slider is a pitch you've been really kind of working on a lot this year. Kind of where you think that's at right now, and just the work that you put in there to kind of perfect it.
I think it's in a good spot. Ever since last year in the fall and spring, I've always been working on it, and it's kind of the pitch I wanted to work on going into this season. So I'm glad it's where it's at right now, and I'm still tweaking at it right now. So it's gonna keep getting better. So.
What was your reaction when you saw number 1 by George's name Monday morning in the poll?
I mean, I didn't mind it. It was nice. It's a little bit of a shock, but hey, why not? I think we should be there, and why not?
Let me ask you, these last 2 weeks, it's all about the national seed, more so than the ranking, obviously, right now. But getting that 8 seed or higher, and get that national seed, and be able to host through the regionals. Do y'all actively talk about that? Is that just kind of an unsaid type thing? Hey, that's what we got to do right now.
A little bit, but not really. We don't try to focus on rankings. It's at the end of the day, it's a ranking. Let's just go win ball games, and wherever we end up.
What about that top 8? Get that top 8 seed though. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. And I think that's something to think about. But at the same time, it's like if we handle our business and we do our job and we win ball games, I think we'll be fine.
Coach just talked about how he's seen your confidence improve. Obviously, probably part performance based, but what else do you attribute that to?
I think the team too as well, and obviously having 2 great stars ahead of me too, Brian and Colton, kind of setting the field for me, and that's always awesome. And it's cool competing with those guys, because known Colton for a while now, and Brian really gotten to know him, and it's really fun competing with them as well. So it's good to do good when they do good, So.
Kind of want to elaborate on it a little bit, how that helps kind of being that Sunday guy. You get to see what these other 2 guys do. They kind of set the tone, set the tempo.
Definitely. It's always easier to, get a scout report if you watch the 2 games before and, you see 2 really good pitchers go against the offense you're about to face. So it's super easy to get a scout report from them.
Well, looking at Alabama this weekend, they obviously got some good bats too. Kind of what's your taking the Tide this weekend?
They're going to be a really good team, and we're just going to have to go right at them and keep doing what we're doing the last couple of weekends, and we'll be fine. But, if we do what we've been doing, I think we'll be fine.
I feel a lot of college staffs that the number 3 spot is tend to be where you see the most change, a lot of different faces in there. I think you've been number 3. You've been really consistent all year, at least all SEC season long. What does that bring, I guess, for your staff to be able to be like, yeah, I'm always going to be there for Sunday if you need me in that rubber game?
I think Sunday is really important. Obviously, it's usually a rubber match, and usually you're gonna see a good offense. The first 2 days to figure it out and see 2 really good pitchers, and Sunday, it's just whoever can go the distance and win. It's Sunday, anything can happen. So I think it's a tough game to win, tough game to pitch. So.
What has allowed Zach Harris to be so successful?
He's awesome. He just works super hard. I know, and obviously, he's been working super hard, and he got his opportunity, and he didn't let it go to waste. And look at him now. He's awesome. He's performing really well, and he's just working really hard. And this is what he deserves. So.
Anything particular when you say working really hard?
I think he's got in a groove of his stuff, and just pitchers can do that, and if you it can happen whatever, but I think he's in a really good groove right now with his body, and he can feel his pitches really well, and he just is going out there and doing it, so he's having fun.
Thank you.